What's going on, everyone? Nick Kiger here, Kiger Strength. So welcome to today's video. So today is Tuesday. We are about 4 days out from the meet. Drinking my water, got 2 gallons left up until Thursday. So 2 gallons a day until Thursday. Getting so sick of water at this point. May just substitute some Svedka in here and just pretend it's water. But anyway, hit openers yesterday. I'll overlay some footage of that so you don't have to look at my face the whole time. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, just doing warm-ups. So just all the weights up until that opener. And also, I just wanted to talk a little bit in this video about things, about my game plan and things that I've noticed from competing in several meets, watching several other meets. So right off the bat, I feel like the main mistake people make is that they open up too heavy. So in the meets I've done, I've made a conscious effort to open up on the lighter side. So even lighter than what may be seen as a typical opener percentage or weight. And this is just mostly because when you get to the meet day, there's so many different variables. There's so many different things that are going on, whether it be, you know, the timing of your warm-ups, how you're feeling on that specific day, just all those different things going on. There's a lot of excitement, all that stuff. So I try to pick a weight that, you know, I can hit at any point under any circumstances. You know, so often you see people grinding their openers, and I don't really understand this, because not only are you putting yourself at risk for bombing out of the meet, but the way I look at it is you get 9 attempts. You might as well use them all and build off each previous attempt. So if you kind of stymie yourself with this grinding heavy opener, not only do you kind of lose confidence and get dejected early in the meet, but there's really nowhere to go from there. So I'm someone who likes to take big jumps normally in training, whether it be warm-ups, so I don't mind opening up on the real light side and then maybe taking a bigger jump between those first and second, or even second and third attempts. So when I'm planning attempts for meet, I don't look at any single template, or I know there's templates out there to base attempt selection on. I don't look at any of those. So an example of how I'll sketch out my attempt selection, I don't want to say set it in stone or anything, because you never know how you're going to be feeling on meet day. You're going to have to make adjustments. But going into each meet, I kind of like to have a general sketch of what my attempts may look like, you know, if I'm feeling pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll go back to a previous meet. So for example, in this case, I went back to the fundraiser meet we had at SMG. I was very happy with the way it went that day with the attempt selection I took, even though I just did push-pull. So I'll see how much strength gains I think I've made since then. So for example, I feel like in the main lifts I went up about 10-15 pounds since that meet. So what I'll do is just add 10-15 pounds for all my attempts that I took for that meet. So if that makes any sense. So basically, on bench at that meet, I opened up at 320. This meet I'm planning on opening up at 331. So that's just a basic idea of what I do. May sound kind of stupid, but it's worked for me in the past, and it's just, I like to go based on that feel, that visualization, instead of any sort of charts or any percentages. And that's what I'm planning on doing for this meet, so we'll see how it goes. And the reason I kind of plan out all the attempts and write everything down on paper is because on meet day, I want to take as much thinking out of the equation as possible, because there's always so much going on. You're always kind of so locked in. You kind of want to be on autopilot. So what I'll do is I'll just pretty much write down everything. So here's the sheet. Basically, I'll just write down everything, even including all the warm-ups that I'm gonna do. So for example, this meet, I know I'm gonna be warming up with metal plates in the back room. So I'll just write out all my warm-ups. So I don't have to think about anything on the spot. So for example, squat, here I have written out 135, 225, 315, 375, and 430 will be my last workout, warm up. That way, when I'm warming up, I don't have to think, you know what's gonna be my next jump? Everything's right there. And for deadlift, for example, it's gonna be 135, 225, 315, 405, and then 480. And that way I'm just focused on what I need to be focused on, hitting those 9 attempts and not worried about anything else. So I just thought I'd share those thoughts with you, kind of my thought process going into a meet, what I've seen spectating, and what I've learned from competing in different meets. I feel like you learn so much after each meet you do. That's why I think they're so good to do. If you consider yourself a powerlifter, or you train powerlifting style, I feel like competing at least once a year can help you so much, because you learn things about your training and you learn things about your lifting that'll help you so much down the road. So anyway, that's really all I have for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This may be the last video until the meet day, so hopefully everything goes well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you after the meet.
Take a look in the mirror, take a glance at yourself. Would you live for the money? Live for your kids? Live for yourself? Live for the wealth? Do you live for your woman? Do you want to give back? Do you never give help? Just because you had kids, you put your plans on the